Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you have a great and wonderful day. And New York just keeps on trying to shaft their own populace, their own people here. Because this is just something that they do. They just can't stop doing this type of stuff. So they continuously keep on doing it. And New Yorkers, when you thought everything was going to go okay for you, or you so thought, because, of course, it's a beautiful and great place, you're going to be in a more serious world of hurt here. Because what we have here is that New York City begins pilot program to hand out prepaid weekly debit cards to 460 illegal immigrants at Roosevelt Hotel. So, let me put this into a perspective for all of you that you can bloody understand here, even the woke revolutionaries. This means, woke revolutionaries, because it's going to be directed mostly to you. Say, for instance, you're having a hard time getting by, right? And you need money or something to maybe get by. Maybe $100, $200 could make a big enough difference for you to get by and survive. Well, and by the way, you're an American. You're actually born here American. And what happens is, instead of the New York City caring about its residents, its people, the American people, you in that instance, they will give it out to people that are not part of this country. They'll give out $460 all this money, to illegal immigrants, and they will be able to use this money to do whatever. And you, who are trying to scrape by, trying to live, trying to do right, trying to follow the law, you get nothing. You get nothing. You are left behind. You can ask the government and they'll deny you. But for illegal immigrants, you will be able to get this money. You are allowed to have this money. And you are now out of it. So that's what I want you guys to understand. Just letting you know that. So, New York City has begun handing out prepaid debit cards to illegal immigrants in their city this week under a $53 million contract for the deal. According to the New York Post, staffers with Mobility Capital Finance handed out 8 preloaded cards to illegal immigrants at the Roosevelt Hotel on Monday as part of the pilot program. And a City Hall spokesperson said that the program would expand to 115 cards by next week. So it's going to be even more. The program was scaled back from the original plan of giving out a month's worth of money for food and baby supplies at a time, down to being reloaded once per week. The City Hall spokesperson said that a family with 2 parents and kids under the age of 5 will receive around $350 per week. Around 460 illegal immigrants will be covered under the pilot program of the 64,500 illegal immigrants under the city's care. This cost-saving measure will replace the city's current system of providing non-perishable food boxes to migrant families staying in hotels, much of which is often discarded, Adam spokesman Kayla Mack said. An emergency contract was signed with a tech startup with a potential net profit for the company amounting to $1.8 million through a cut of the funds loaded onto each MasterCard. An emergency contract bypasses the typical budding process for such programs, with the Adams administration stating that the emergency contract was needed to avoid delays in rolling out the program. Despite this, it took over 2 months for the cards to start being handed out. So, that being said, these guys will be getting $350 per week. $350. Now, guys, I want you guys to start understanding here on how much $350 is or what have you. You guys can be working minimum wage, give or take where you are or where you live, around that amount of money, $8, say that $8 is your minimum wage, and that's how much you'll be getting within 2 weeks. These guys are getting pretty much $350 per week for free. On your own dime, by the way. You are paying, so the money that you could be using, woke revolutionaries, let's understand, the money that you could be using that could be going to your bank account and maybe helping you survive or you feed your family or what have you, that money that you could be using to survive is going to these guys. They're getting your money. And this is something that is insane. $350, I know for a lot of people, including my friends, could go a long ways. That's $350 for either a little bit towards to the mortgage, towards the rent, or towards their car payment. Some things that will even pay out some of their bills completely outright. So this is something that's insane to me. So let this be known that New York City, your government, is now paying these illegal immigrants $350 for free. They're not working, they're not doing anything, they're not seeking asylum, and this is the way they're going to be treating you. And they won't give their own citizens, their own residents, their own American people money. I don't know what to tell you guys anymore, alright? And if you guys still want this to happen, still want this to be a thing, then so be it. But don't come complaining to us when you're struggling and you're having a hard time trying to pay rent or do all this, and money's being given to these illegal immigrants instead of you, and then don't go complaining to us because you wanted this, you advocated for this, you decided this was a good idea. I already showed you back yesterday when New Yorkers were already going against the trans people for participating in their sports, right? They're already going against this. And if you think that, I don't think that the New York City or the New York residents are going to keep these people in power for very long, because when push comes to shove, it's not going to be great. There's already predictions of a market crash happening. So I don't know where people are going to go when all this happens. So, guys, you have to start understanding. Again, they don't care about you. They don't like you. And they're choosing illegals, people that are not a part of this country, over you. That's just the reality. I know I'm kind of repeating myself, but I have to kind of really drill this in home, because some people are just not getting it. They're just not getting it. And they have to start understanding why this is happening, what it actually entails, what is hurting, what's going on to them, and all that stuff, right? So, again, we'll see what happens, guys. We'll see what happens. But every single time, every time I see it, they're going against you. And that's just reality. Alright, guys, that's it for the video. Like, subscribe, share. As always, take care, my friends.
I'm discussing about what I see in public. Even people closest to us can't be trusted, because it's algorithmic disease, the social media.